Hello there, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed. I'm Gareth. As you know, over the 12 years or so we've been making this podcast now, we've done lots of music, loosely in the style of well-known artists, ranging from people like the Proclaimers to Amy Winehouse, and taking in, U2, Kanye West, and the Pet Shop Boys along the way. And there's lots of music still to come on Gareth Jones on Speed. In fact, recently I've demoed a song in the style of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
With my car, Parisian, numbing feet, making love in a front bench seat. Shelby Cobra 427, an ACH from Muscle Car Heaven. Barracuda, dance for me. Like I can be. Oh, how I long for a go on your GTO. Oh, how I long for a go on your GTO.
I've also worked up a little something for someone else to sing, not me, in the style of The Sundays.
A heat wave cold from deep depression. All 4 seasons in just one qualifying session. Sunburn 1 minute, then chill to the bone at a race throughout the world that's known. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone. The rain, the wind, the sleet, getting drenched in my feet. The rain, the wind, the snow, it must be summer here.
And this last week, I demoed something in the style of Radiohead.
Midnight comes around, old stinted, tired, on right down. I'm too slow for this. I know. I try to cope with the speed, but it gets to me in my head. Only 2 more temples that I'm in my motorhome and my bed.
However, for this unique episode of Gareth Jones on Speed, I'm going to do something I've never done before. And that is to perform a piece, but done in the style not of a musician, but in the style of a man whose work I've admired since I was a young boy. His name was Stanley Unwind, a very clever man who turned his own brand of gobbledygook into a language called Unwinese. Not quite English as we know it, but close. If you want to hear an example of Stanley in action, go to YouTube, use the search terms Stanley Unwind and music, and you'll see and hear the genius of the man. So I thought it'd be great to pay tribute by hearing what he might have had to say about cars. So I recorded this. Enjoy. Professor Stanley Unwind, presentee a Breifly Historymost of the motoring cart. In the first Inventimost, there was the motoring cart advancee with the suck it squeezy bang blow, allowed a propulsy mode without horse muckle spoil it on the street. It was the great Professor Karl de Carmacher Benz who, with the Benz patent Motorwagen, later Opti Black Series AMG, who in 1886 and then again in 1886 first practicaled the Stuttgart taxi. Later, Henry Grandadula Edsel Mercury Lincoln Ford came forth with the Fraud Modally T, known to many of course as Phil Lynott. Now, many is the principle here. Henry, too busy, tall hat and smoky jacket, to buildy so many flivvers all using his hands and a hammer, so instead made with an productivity line. Over 15 million of these cars, all by himself. Oh, great is the capitalist who frees the work-it-labour trudgeman. Like a Ford corporate going forward, bringing greatly names like Fraud Concertina, Fraud Thunderturd, and of course Fraud Prefect, as featured in the Hitchhiking-most Guide to the Ford Galaxy. Then a dark cloud came with World War Hitler, with the KDF-Wagen. Futuristic and backward motor, but floaty, sturdy, drop it in a white room, gave rise to the Volkscart in all variants of Beetle. John, Paul, George and George Beetle. Later, Britain's Ingly-most Isisisiskininosis with pipe and hat used his trilby and slide ruling to turn a sideways engine from where it was all long and wrong to where it would fit in a car small enough to fit on a working class wage packet. Oh yes, Governor. Paul McCartery, John Lemming, Mary Quantum, slinging 60s all over the crap Barnaby Street with miniskirt getting in and out. And with this liberty came the freedom to traffic jam, where all the peoples of the earth world said, ah yes, we'll drive it, stick shift and motorway too. And so the planet drove around the planet in a cart, everywhere from Nova Scotia to Nova Scotia. The motoring cart offered many greats, work arriving, holiday driving, even just driving to pleasure yourself. All love bus and dog it, from the sexy E-type jugular penis down to the humble bowed and powered cardboard two-stroke Trabant. Lovely. Carts then in the 70s got bigger and smaller in the 80s, unlike hair follicle head growth, which the opposite did. Suddenly, with all the carts being driven on one day, the motorist made what we scientists call the fuel crises. The country Arabland said 5 pennies more for a barrel of road juice and not a penny less. But instead, President Orson Carter of the USA of A said, everybody now listen, we must drive at 55 miles per hour, whether on high street or interstate. Oh, folly. But then, one day, Henry Kissinger the girls and made them cry, said, no more Vietnam in the Sinai Desert, oh no. And so Sheikh OPEC Ben Al-Hydrocarbon said America would all fountain with bubbly oil again, and carts could once again do 56 miles an hour. But then, the land of the rising Datsun started making carts with transistor and early anime, using electricity better than the Austin Morris hand crank handle. Hit it with a start disappointment, come on my darling. And so carts got better, and from somewhere else. Now Chevrolets were Toyotas, Rovers were Hondas, and Triumphs were a disaster. Oh dear, yes, folly. But as the saying goes, out of the ashes comes two in the hand. The Morris Oxford carnivorous plant was bought by Bernd Pischenstrichenssteider, who said, build a Mini, not small but large, gross enough to use capital letters and to be seen by Americans from space. Suddenly, without warning, there was a global warning. Now everybody must not drive a lowbrid, oh dear no, and must drive a Prius, because the first law of thermodynamics says a battery and electric motor and the internal combustion motor must live in hybrid harmony and synergy together under the bonnet of an Uber. Thanks to the .com, revolutionary leader Elon Muskrat bought a Tesla with PayPal. And because his cart would be built on the internet and on Mars, his cart would be electrical and have an autopilot mode. And so, is this the end of that petrol emotion, dear listener? Or will it hang on as long as it can, like Gaz Top without a telly show, only on 50 Greatest Kids clips? Oh, only the times will tell, unless the Daily Morrow also publish it. And in the futures, time will certainly tell. A shorter clock for faster charging, safe in the charge of Samsung. Beyond that, there will be driverless cars with no driver and not even a cart. Nothing to call your own cart. Just an app that sends a Johnny cab that will drive us. Hover cars, nuclear supercars that run on soup, deep folly. But when Macintosh upsets things with the Apple iCart non-stop induction charging at around $5 per gigabyte, perhaps the wheel will turn full circle bold, and the cart of the future will come to an end, just as it had once begun when it didn't exist in the first place. That's it. I was Gareth. This was Gareth Jones on Speed. See ya.
To send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones on Speed!